So I am coming to you guys live. Sorry, from my bedroom. Where is the camera on this thing? I feel like I'm looking all over the place and not seeing the camera. Anyways, coming to you guys live for a Q&A. You guys, let me check my chat feature. I can see everything. Okay. I think I can see the chat. We're going to do a little hello. Hey. Okay. Yes, I can see. I think for a lot of you guys in the States right now, it's daytime. For me, it's nighttime. I just got the boys down. I have got my wine. It is so tasty. It's a new winery that I ordered wine from, and it's really good. But I'm going to get into this. That I asked you guys to send me questions. You guys can also send me questions on here because I didn't get a ton. Boo. On Instagram, but it's been so long since I've done a Q&A. I think I haven't done a Q&A since before we moved here. And obviously, there's been a lot that has gone on in our lives, a lot that you guys have been a part of. And yeah, I realize I haven't answered anything. So I'm going to start. Uh, so when do you guys come back to the States? We have no idea. I can say that I am coming back to the States for a couple weeks for a wedding. But in terms of, like, if you mean moving back to the States, we have absolutely no idea. I hope not for a long time, but we don't know. And this kind of rolls into the next question of when do you guys leave? Hello. When do you guys leave Italy? And do you know where you're going next? I hope we don't ever leave Italy. Like, seriously, you guys, I love it here so much. But no, we don't know when or where we're going next. We are supposed to be here until uh, the end of the summer of 2022. So around that time frame, we could possibly be moving. We could be staying. We don't know yet. So I really hope that we get another overseas location. That is literally what I'm praying for. I think it's very hard because, of course, I want to see friends. I want to see family. I miss family, I miss friends. But oh my gosh, you guys, being in a different culture, living this whole different life, it seems like, has just been nothing but a blessing and so good to our family in so many ways. Like, we've just gone through so much, but we've also just seen so much, like, beauty in the culture. I was talking with somebody today who is an American citizen married to an Italian living here, and I was like, you just can't beat the culture. You really can't beat the culture here. I think in America we've become very cold. Um, we've gotten very out of control in a lot of different ways. And here, it's not to say that Italy doesn't have its problems, but I really like just how much the culture really is about family and caring about each other. So maybe now as a mother and as a wife, that's just very important to me. And so it's just been really nice to live that. And all I have to say is the people who are like your I really feel like I need to go to like New Jersey or something, and like, people are like, I'm Italian, like, are you see the Jersey Shore? Like, that's, I feel like, what a lot of us might maybe thought Italians were. That is not Italian. That is, at least over here, this is not the Italian culture. So if you think you know the Italian culture based on like Jersey Shore or anything of the sort, no, not the case. Then, so next question: is Italy still on major restriction lockdown? What does the vaccine rollout look like there? So we are still on pretty major restrictions. We just got granted now Yellow Plus in our area, which basically just means that the restaurants were able to open from a certain time. If not, everything's been closed here. You couldn't eat at a restaurant. You couldn't even go to the cafe and get a coffee. None of it. You could only do takeaway or delivery. We're still not allowed to cross regions, still not allowed to really go anywhere. We still have curfews. There is just a lot of restrictions still happening, but I'm hopeful that we will just slowly but surely start to increase in what we are going to be allowed to do. In terms of the vaccine rollout, I can actually look real quick to answer that. I do follow the Italian news here. I believe it's kind of like everywhere else though, where they thought they had, yeah, they're still kind of getting it to key workers. It's not something that's just like all over the place readily available right now for the vaccine. I believe we have it available on base for certain folks, but it's still just not something though that's in abundance. Yeah, so it looks like in one of the news articles here for Italy, it says Italy to start vaccinating over 55s and key workers this month under their updated vaccine plan. So that's what it's looking like here. But see, it says like, yeah, we started to get yellow plus, and it's saying how like it's starting to crack down on the crowds as the yellow weekend begins. With COVID rules relaxed and mild weather forecasts, authorities in Italy's major cities have announced measures intended to stop crowds forming this weekend, which, yeah, they definitely do. I mean, it is just not the States over here. I think I was seeing certain things happening, and I was like, if that was over here, your butt would be arrested. You would be getting a fine. Like, they're not messing around here. Like, yeah. I can say there's certain things that is it super militant where like if I walk outside of my house right now, there's just like, carbonara or something everywhere and you're just being beaten with a stick. No. But you are not just going to walk into a grocery store without your mask on. Like, that's not happening. Between the citizens and people, like, that is just not happening. Like, you're not even going to be able to step foot into a store. So, there's that. Somebody said more coffee recipes. That is something that I do want to start sharing a lot more. I love our coffee bar. I want to start sharing more of my coffee recipes. I've got my hype people up here. So one of my friends is Italian who lives down the street, and she literally is like, "Please make me your coffee." My cleaning ladies, they asked if they could have a coffee the other day. I made them coffees, and I felt very good that everybody has said that my coffee is better than Starbucks and stuff. A lot of them, and they love it. So there, people are hyping me up about my coffee. So I definitely think that I'm going to be sharing my coffee recipes with you guys and how I make them because they are delicious. And I like literally, I don't buy coffee out really, except for if it's just more of the social, the culture norm. So here it could just be a social thing to just go out to the cafe and like get a cappuccino and um, just like eat something or go to the market and stuff there. But uh, if not like as my everyday actual thing, I definitely do my own coffee. I'm gonna start answering some of the questions I see on here. So time it is here. It is 8:04 p.m. here. And yeah, the whole just not wearing masks is not a thing here. Um how much longer is hubby deployed? So again, like, and it's not of any rudeness. I hope you don't take it in a rude way, but that's just not something I'm ever going to answer. I'm never going to answer how much longer he has, when he's coming back, where he's at, because it's a safety thing. So there's that. I mean, I hope he comes back this year. Hope so. Should, but you never know. How did I grow on my platforms? So, I mean, honestly, and they said, love your rawness. I think a lot of you guys, especially if any of you are my OGs, then you know I just started. Like, I mean, I just started. I just have always kind of just been sharing my life. I think yeah, I don't think I think now I'm even more don't care raw, like obviously coming to you guys live in my bed, no makeup, don't care. But I've always sort of been this way. Like I never started as somebody who had to come on super done up, super proper, everything perfect, and then slowly got to this way. Like I've kind of always been myself a little bit from my old channel. I do want to say real quick, if any of you guys are new, I did leave my old channel though because I got into the high, like for a couple of reasons. One, I started the channel before I even met my husband. So to give you a clue as to how young I was, obviously things in life have changed. I mean, we've gotten married, we've become parents. It's just a different chapter of my life. And I felt like, you know, people join and they follow your channel because they see certain things and certain niches. And I just felt like now, being the almost 32-year-old that I'm no longer the like 25-year-old that I was. You know, like it's a different time period for me. So I felt kind of like I wasn't, I needed to move on. But I also felt like I got into the aura and the pizzazz and the like awe that I think a lot of people do, where you're getting reached out to by companies, you're getting things sent to you, and you're in that game of just, oh, I love this. I got this skin product 2 weeks ago and it's changed my life. It takes over a month for a skincare product to really work. So no, you can't just love and it's changed your life in 2 weeks. But you know, you're so used to just being like, oh my gosh, like I want this stuff or I want to get paid for this, and I feel like I have to, you know, this is what they're telling me and this is what I got to do, and you get into that hype, you get into that niche, that culture, and to be honest, I hated that. I hated feeling like, how am I supposed to say that I'm real and I'm raw, and yet I'm signing a contract with a company that I'm saying I'm going to love this product, and I get the product, and even though I don't really necessarily love it, I've already signed this, they've already put this money in my bank account, and I said, you know, I'd rather just walk away from it all. I had a pretty steady income on my old channel, and but I felt like it was, I don't want to say blood money, like it's that dramatic, but you get what I'm saying? Like it just didn't, it wasn't me making the money and making the views, the subscribers, the sponsorships, the pictures, the everything. It wasn't to me what I felt, something that I could look back and be like, yeah, this was just so amazing. Like I'm proud of everything. And oh, this was like so 100% true. Like I want it to be that I act as if I ever do a sponsorship or if I do anything, that it's as if it was literally a product that I made myself and my name is on it. So that is why you don't necessarily see me doing a lot these days, because I'm not like chasing the coin for my rent, for my Land Rovers, for my anything of the sort, and willing to give that. Like I want it to be that I would love, of course, to be able to grow on these platforms, but I know that there's also a point where I think it becomes, realistically, you're going to reach a glass ceiling because people don't want it. As much as people say they want real, they watch and watch and watch and consume and consume and consume, the people who are signing the contracts for the company that has changed their life in 2 weeks, or you know, that one that is shelling out that money for their car, for their house, which I mean, that's their income, that's how they make their bread and butter, whatever. But for me, I would much rather it be that I grow, and if heaven forbid I ever grew to a level again of making a pretty steady income, that I know that every dime, every thing that I have in my home from a company is something that I am still using, have used, and like I said, I act like my name on it, and every single one of those dollars or those pennies was made truthfully. I hope that that makes sense. Like that just was something that I just felt like, you know, I was young and dumb, and in that, like I said, awe of when you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting with social media, and I don't want to lose this and everything. And then you just get to a point of, or at least I did, where I just was like, I know that at the end of the day, I want every single one of my subscribers to know that if they came up to me, I'm a real person. I'm a genuine person. I want people to know that if I say that I love that toothbrush, I love that toothbrush, and I would buy that toothbrush, and that it's still something that I'm using. Like now, companies that I work with, I have those products. I still have those products. I still use those products. I gift the product. Like I will purchase it and gift it to other people, kind of things. Like there's nothing that I ever support or say that I am not genuinely using and paying my own self. Point blank. Let's see. Thank you so much, Roxy. That really means a lot to me. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I was never like, there are some people who have been really shady, and I don't feel like I was really shady, you know what I mean? But it's just, like I said, I just want it to be that I am completely transparent, and including being transparent and admitting that I have been there. I've been the person that was paid to say I love something and I didn't. And like I said, I walked away from a channel that was paying me a consistent income to start over to make sure that everything that I do is legit 100. And let's see if there's more questions. So, oh, I'm sorry. I feel like I strayed. So, how did I build my platforms? So, yeah, I started with that channel. When it came to Instagram, to be quite honest, I think I just simply had the right hashtags. I got on enough Explorer pages. At one point, it just has to be people shouting out saying, hey, go follow this person, blah, blah, blah. And it has just come to be what it's come to be. It sucks now because Instagram has gone in the same gamut of this, like, let's not show people things based on timeline, but like algorithms. And over here in Europe, you guys, it is really hard. So any of you guys who follow me on Instagram, really, it means so much to me if you are interacting with my stuff, because Instagram is not showing. Instagram is being shady. Instagram is a shady chick right now, not showing stuff to people. I mean, I have almost 34,000 followers, and literally one of the pictures that I most recently sent, like, it only showed my picture to 3,000 people. So like when people want to think that, oh, she has 34,000 followers and she's only getting 500 likes, like something must be amiss. It's not. It's just, but like, look at the insights. Like, they're only showing my picture to 3,000 people on average. Like, for me, per 1,000 people that see my picture, 100 likes happen. So, that's a good percentage actually in the gamut of it. But it just seems off because you think like, oh, there's this many followers, but I only see this many like what's happening. But really, if you go deep inside of it, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, that many followers and you're only showing my photo to that many people, and it's not that people don't want to see it. It's just like, Instagram shady. So those of you guys that are liking, you're interacting with my content, you're sharing my content, like, seriously, it means so much to me, because that's been super frustrating, especially in Europe, because Europe has extra like rules and bans as to what they allow and don't allow with their things. And trying to like overcome that, because obviously I am an American, but I'm over here in Europe, and so it registers me like just because of my location for Europe. So I just get screwed a lot. So thank you. Um, YouTube, like I said, though, it started with one way, and now to start a channel over, because that was the other thing I was curious to start. Hello, I was curious to start another channel over again and see if I could even get 1,000 subscribers, right? And now we're over 2,000. And I think it's been something that I can say is, again, it's about just being who you are, not trying to um, keep up with the Joneses, and of course the regular, be, trying to be consistent, all this kind of stuff. But really, honestly, I feel like it's just people for some reason like seeing my life, and they like seeing my family. And I think just being a consistent person in that, and kind of not really straying from like who I am, it's very slow growing, but it's growing. I did see a question that just popped up. So the SOFA agreement, as far as I have been aware of, they changed it to where spouses could work here, but it's like you can only make up to a certain amount a year. It's very low, still very, very low, but it like gave something. So you got a lot of people who no longer have to be under the table of being a massage therapist or doing nails or baking cakes and cookies and like, I mean, it's very, nobody here is like, oh, I'm an accountant or I'm this, like you're not working on the economy and stuff like that. But those that are kind of having these sort of trades that they're doing are no longer having, like I said, to be like under the table shady about it. They can now actually post in like community pages and things like that and say, here's sort of my business or here's what I'm selling. But I know there's a cap as to what they can make a year. Like it's very, very minimal. Like it is not something that is livable, but it's something. I knew that obviously I was not going to be a working spouse any longer when we left the States. And it took me until probably a couple months ago to realize that I'm finally a stay at home mom. I've been a stay at home mom now for almost 2 years, but it's taken me over a year and a half to like really realize that. I think that that's a whole nother video if people are interested to hear about that, but it is a mind thing. I'm very happy and very blessed that I'm able to, especially with what is going on right now. And I have to say, for all of you guys out there who are struggling, somebody struggling. I mean, we all do at this point, struggling, have lost jobs and stuff. Like, my heart, my prayers are for you. And I genuinely mean, like, my prayers and everything are for you. Um, but I do have to say that God has truly blessed us that we are able to have not been, I guess you could say, affected by this in that way economically. Like, obviously, my husband didn't lose his job. Um, he didn't lose work. He didn't lose pay. We didn't lose benefits and things. So, we've been very blessed and fortunate in that aspect. And uh, being able to still be a stay at home mom has been, awesome to see that with Dante because I missed out on that with Orion. So it's just been very awesome to see that with Dante. And although it is exhausting, especially as a solo mom, I wouldn't trade it. Let me see else. I'm sorry that my allergies are like deciding of all the times to act up. They're right now is when we're getting it. Okay, I think I have one more question. Let me check my inbox real quick here. How do I get over the fear of sharing so much or showing my face every day? To be honest, I just had no fear. No. I think what it was is it was just like I had to come to the conclusion that one, and this is for anything in life, everybody, and it's so elementary, and I mean it because we've all heard this since elementary, but it really stays true, I think, even into adulthood, and no matter who you are. Everybody is not going to like you. Like, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and you have to know that. So, know that you're going to have people who are mean people. Know that you're going to have people who are great people. Like, I knew that when I put myself out there on the internet, I was going to see what we see right now in the world. It's just that I'm in front of a camera. Um, I don't, and so I guess I felt like I didn't really have a fear as much as it was a like, do I want to do this? Because I think the only thing for me at the time that I really had to think about was I knew that I sort of wanted to go into a field of work that I was like, once I put myself on the internet, is this something in terms of that I'd be proud of or could turn back to and be okay with, that this potentially will make it that I can't do that job or something. And I was like, yes, like I'm just going to do it. So yeah, I mean, I want to say like literally one of my first videos ever out there. And that's the thing too, when you say like fear, one of my first things ever out there, you guys, was like me talking about like my body, my weight and weight loss. And that can be a very, very vulnerable thing. But I think when you show people your most vulnerable side, you're honest, you're open about it. Like, I honestly didn't receive a lot of hate, I didn't receive a lot of trolls. Um, and it honestly, like, putting yourself out there gives you confidence because once it's done, it's done. And I think we ourselves hold ourselves back more. I was on a podcast that I talked about this a little bit more, but it just was. I just think that once you basically unpeel the layers and you've done it yourself and you're out there and you put everything out there, um, we're our harshest critics. We're the people that are hardest on ourselves. And so don't think about others. I think we give other people too much power, and we have to remember to start giving that power back to ourselves. And so once you kind of like recognize that and you realize that, there is no fear to put yourself out here. If this is what you want to do, then you do it. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. But don't be afraid of other people. Don't give other people that power over you and what is something that you want to do. I hope that that answers that question. I think that that's it that I got on here. Like I said, I didn't get a ton of questions. I see that I've already taken a good chunk of people's time. I just want to make sure that I got everything on here. Okay. And then did I get everything? Is there any other questions? Thank you so much. Cosmic Latte. All right, guys. I'm going to give it a little bit. A couple more seconds. Speak now. Forever hold your peace. All right. Well, thank you guys. If you ever want to see more live Q&As, if you want me to do an actual formal sit down Q&A, let me know. I'm an open book, and I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you are seeing this. And I will have more vlogs and things out to you guys. I have so much content. I just am trying to find the time to edit and upload. And you guys know our lovely Italian internet takes like 2 days to upload one video. It's crazy. But I will have more videos out, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. I'm also trying to get more regular, where it really truly is about 2 videos out a week. I just think that that's just the most sustainable thing. You guys know I'm also on this minimalism journey. Um, that has been the biggest pain in my butt when it comes to recording it. I just get this gust that I want to get stuff done, and then I like forget that I'm doing this journey and I'm documenting it. So then I'm like, oh, I gotta record this. So I'm working on it. So you guys might even see me just come on here live. I feel like, because I don't care. I'm not trying to be like prim and proper either of my minimalism journey, because it's not about YouTube. It's about literally me wanting to be a minimalist in my own way. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys later, and ciao.